Peanut in the building, better say her name. Stepping in the light, she ain't playing no games. Heart so real and her soul so pure. If you want the truth, she the one you call for. Peanut walking home, get brighter. Energy loud, but her spirit even higher. She don't fake vibes, she don't chase no crowd. Standing 10 toes, she was born to be proud. People try to test her, but she don't fold. Pressure make diamonds, she already gold. She don't need permission just to be herself. She the type to lift you up when you doubt yourself. Ain't no stopping me. Peanut on the rise, truth in her voice and the fire in her eyes. Real from the start, that's the way she grew. If you're looking for a life, she ain't the one for you. Ain't no stopping me. Watch her break through, standing in her purpose like she always knew. If you're looking for a friend who won't speak the truth, Peanut isn't her, she's built for the proof. She don't run from the truth, she don't duck no smoke. I'm a friend, I'll always tell you the truth. Try to dig up dirt, she already spoke. She the queen of transparency, that's not a cloak. She don't do drama, she don't do pretend. She'll tell you what's real, even if it don't blend. Loyal to the core and her heart don't bend. If she rock what you want, she'll rock to the end. Ain't no stopping me. Peanut on the rise, truth in her voice and the fire in her eyes. Real from the start, that's the way she grew. If you're looking for a life, she ain't the one for you. Ain't no stopping me. Watch her break through, standing in her purpose like she always knew. If you're looking for a friend who won't speak the truth, Peanut isn't her, she's built for the proof. Stand tall, speak truth, that's the Peanut way. Shining every moment, every night, every day. If you want real love, she gon' pour it in you. But if you want fake, she ain't that woman, never been her. Ain't no stopping me.
Good evening, everyone. How is everybody doing? Hopefully, everybody is doing well. And thank you so much for joining me today. Shout out to my bro, We Beat You. Good evening, Tiara, and the great spills the tea. So today you're going to learn a little bit about me, and then I may drop the link for questions, but we're going to start there. It's been a while. This is going to be definitely a first for me, as typically when I click this button, I'm cussing somebody out. We gonna start new because that's not what we gonna. Well, I ain't gonna say that's not what we gonna do because you never know with me, because somebody might be trying to troll me and pop up in here and try to start some drama, and I'm gonna make sure that I get you right every single time because if you don't stop them the first time, they're gonna keep going. So that being said, a lot of you guys already know my truth and my story. But since I have been doxxed and people want to rewrite my story as if they were there, I'm going to go ahead and start from the beginning. So I am a two-time domestic violence survivor, and that's why I don't play with certain things at all. And you will see me pop in some chats, and when it starts becoming a trigger, I leave. And that is exactly why I specifically pick certain cases to cover. Um, and that's me. I was almost unalived in one of those incidents. So, um, yeah, I don't play. I definitely do not play. I definitely have the TBI from one of those incidents as well. So you will not rewrite my history or my story. My story is my story and it is my truth. And I'm not ashamed of that at all. The exes who I was in those relationships with always gets nervous when I start speaking about it because they don't know how deep into detail I will go with my story. So yeah, that's it. So what we're not going to do is because there's a narrative out here, and I'm going to nip it in the bud and my on my own channel. My relationship with Dove, my friendship with Dove, because we're not gonna say relationship because y'all might try to twist that because y'all always be twisting some stuff over there on the other side. So that's what we're not going to do. So we already dealt with um, the issues from over there on the other side of the fence. You know, on the other side of the tracks, we've already dealt with that. It's being said, how can I be friends with Dove? Um, and he is a woman abuser. Never seen it, never heard anything like that. He spoke about what happened, and that's his story to tell. It's not mine. I agree and I believe what we discussed. And a lot of things that you guys do not like is the simple fact that you are not privy to the conversations that I have on the back end. So you like to make up things. And I'm here to set that record straight. Me and Dove is cool. Me and my sister Yolanda, we are family. We are very close. We speak on the back end all the time, and we get into it. I done made them upset. They done made me upset. Like Dove said last night, I'm always telling him to shut the fuck up. I think I told him to go to bed one time. Wake up and we'll try it again tomorrow. So, but that's just us, and you're not going to be privy to every single thing that goes on in this friendship. How we move as a unit, you would never know that we're beefing because we're not going to bring it to the internet. You would never know when we're going at it because we're never going to bring that to the internet. You guys want us to beef so hard and fall out. It's almost Easter, and y'all said we wouldn't be here this time of the year, and we're still here, standing 10 toes down. So, with that being said, good evening to everyone coming into the chat. Hey, Tin, and hey, Brother George. Good evening. Um, so this is me. I was definitely after I left the previous relationship, as you guys know, I am prior service for Army Gang. Um, and in that, I was 25 uniform, which is IT. And I was also a chaplain assistant. So when you start talking about religions, I'm all over it because I've studied all of them. Okay. And no, I'm not going to show you my DD 214, so you can keep waiting on it because it's none of your business. All that matters is I'm able to access that doggone gate card. I used to be a blue ID card, but now it's in living color. So I'm gonna go around up here to Fort Bragg and go to my medical appointment. I need to make me an appointment to get me some more glasses. But no, you're never gonna get that much information from me ever. Dove has seen my military ID and told me I ain't have to send it to him, but he's seen it. So that describes a lot of my passion as well, and how I am very stern. It's the military of me. I spent almost 8 years in the military before I was medically retired due to domestic violence. So that's another reason why I will cover a lot of military cases as well, because a lot of them include domestic violence, and domestic violence in the military is zero tolerance. So zero tolerance for that. So yeah, he was chaptered out of the military. Um, yeah. So with that being said, once I got out, I definitely took my pro-black journey. Um, and I was very deep into it to where there was no gray area with me during that journey in that time of my life. Now I have a gray area and I'm more open to things. Still definitely still pro-black. Always going to be pro-black. It's always going to be the red, green, and black. It's always going to be that, okay? But I am a lot more open to things once that left. I got in, so I moved back to Harnett County. I'm back to Harnett County with a purpose, and that was to attack the legal system, messing with the sheriff's department, and so to different areas before of Harnett County. It is a very, we have every single year protected by and official uniforms or whatever you call them. But so I was a little nervous coming to Harnett County and breaking out. So a lot of my work was traveling to Davidson County. I did some in Cumberland County. You would not find me on the news because I specifically told Spectrum and WRL I did not approve of them filming me. They did catch me in one shot, and I was very upset with that. And I definitely let Gilbert Bates know that how upset I was. Um, and then I eventually brought the protest to Harnett County. Um, I was the organizer behind it. I did a lot of the flyers, but I tried to stay in the background as much as possible. Unfortunately, that did not work to my benefit because that's when I met the major of the Harnett County Sheriff's Department who knew how to say Shada Lee correctly. And anybody that knows me knows that you see my name, you're not going to know how to say it, which is why I've added the tagline, Shada Lee Hargrove, or just say Miss Motherfucking Hargrove, because a lot of people don't know how to pronounce Shada Lee. But when that joker walked up to me and was like, "Hi, Shada Lee, how are you doing today?" and introduced herself, that's how I know my page was being watched, because I literally posted several videos on how to pronounce my name. So once that started, I already knew I was on the radar. I installed dash cams into my vehicle. I ended up putting cameras outside my house because I was super nervous. Um, the journey of activism from Harnett County did not last that long for me, because it turned into a beef with Sheriff Wayne Coates, um, who does not like me, by the way. I think he might be okay with me now because he finally unblocked me on Facebook. Um, but he is not very fond of me. But I did develop a relationship with the major at the sheriff's department. I'm gonna stop saying relationship because y'all gonna take it and ran with me. Y'all already said I was sleeping with that man because I'm cool with him. And then now I'm friends with his wife on Facebook. But I ended up developing a very good friendship with him. And we started working with my passions as far as inmate voting, their treatment down there and how they're being treated while they're in the detention center. Because as much as some of them are very guilty, if you look at the evidence and you start pulling their files, they still deserve to be treated like they're human. So I was able to take a tour of the detention center, to make sure that the changes that he spoke that he wanted to make, or that he was going to make, was done, and those changes were definitely done. He is going to actually start looking more into the mental health aspects on how to treat them, because he acknowledged that a lot of them do not need to be in the detention center while they're suffering from mental illness. Um, as far as inmate voting, I went down that journey for about a year, because a lot of people do not know that in the state of North Carolina, where I reside, If you have not been convicted of a felony, you have not lost your right to vote. If that joker is pending, you still take your butt down there to go vote. Um, was it a little petty to do so while the sheriff was running for reelection? Yes, but everybody that knows me knows that I'm petty and I'm always going to find something to laugh about. If you go cost me money because I literally had a conversation with you, record a conversation. I might play it today, I might not, I don't know. But I had you on a recorded call and you tell me good luck on my ventures and you are not going to inform them of their right to vote. So I literally took out of my own pocket and sent every inmate that was currently incarcerated at Harnett County Detention Center a packet, a voter registration packet. It include information about voting, and they got a voter registration inside that packet with a letter from me personally introducing myself. And I actually established a PO box in case they wanted to write back. I got one letter back, and I read it, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't leave this open anymore for them to write back because I can't validate a lot of the information that they were saying." So can somebody? Um, okay, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and show it. If y'all see comments that are hidden, my mods, can you please show those comments? I'm not exactly sure why some of them are being hidden. Um, so yeah, everybody got a voter registration packet from me out of my personal money. I end up buying a printer, ink, paper, printing paper, and all of that, and I sent that information out. They were not happy the once the inmates of the detention center received the information, but they became educated. Shortly after that, they went digital. Because they said that the letters was too much for the one lady they had down there to, um, I guess, to check the mail to make sure no contraband is coming in. But I gave them a brown folder and I even cut out the little, the little butterfly thing. I even cut that out for them and I taped it. I ain't even licking nothing else like that. So it'll be easy for you to open and review and make sure the inmate got it. So after that, about a year of doing that, I worked with an organization called You Can Vote. They were finally allowed to come into Harnett County Detention Center and register those inmates that wanted to vote. So when I say do not play on my name and on my top, that's exactly what I mean because I'm doing too much out here in my community while y'all are playing on the internet. Okay. So yeah. And I was actually thanked for that. Now have you can vote have has you can vote been back? No, they have not, unfortunately, and that is something I have to follow up with because the sheriff wouldn't allow me in the building when he finally compromised to allow them in to register the inmate and to vote. And a couple of them actually submitted absentee ballot because that was a thing as well. Um, Once they realized that they were intentionally not informing them that it can be taken as illegal as well, because I definitely contacted the media um, in terms of things. What the hell is in my chat? Because I ain't even been paying attention. Oh, okay. Um, okay. So yeah, so that's what we're doing, and that's what I'm doing, um, and that's pretty much about it. That's me in a nutshell. As you know, I'm a mom and a grandma. Um, I have three girls, three beautiful girls. Yeah. And I'm just out here just doing amazing work. I'm gonna start covering court cases. Next on the docket, well, the first one that's going to be on the docket is actually going to be attorney. It's going to be an attorney out here by the name of Jesse Jones. Do I have uh, that in here? Let me see. I think I posted something, so you guys seen it, but I don't think I have that actually in here. The flyer for that. Yeah, I don't have it in this. I don't have it on this one, on this laptop. So going to cover him and how he is taking advantage of those locally by signing up to represent them. And then he coaches them to get a plea deal. And if they do not take that plea deal, he then drops them as a client. He actually will inform them that if they don't take the plea deal, he's going to drop you. And a lot of these cases he's actually signing up for and actually going to um, he's signing up for these cases and he's actually looking for some of these people. Like the young man in Harnett County that was pow-powed in the back by the sheriff, by one of the deputies. Jesse Jones actually sought him out as a client and told him he would represent him pro bono. And once it became time to go to court, um, I personally received a phone call from the young man because I know him personally. Um, and he was asking me what should he do, if he should take the plea or not. I advised him not to take the plea because the weapon that they said that he pointed at the deputy wasn't recovered until the next day. And somebody randomly found it in their yard. And it didn't even have any of his DNA on that weapon. And you shot him in the back while he was running away. So it's not always going to be murder, unaliving charges, cases, or anything else like that that I'm going to be fighting for, and that I'm going to cover. It will be some of the cases I believe the defendant, and some of them I don't. So Jesse, I'm going to go through his file next week and show you all the bar complaints that he has received, because he actually was mandated by the Bar Association to attend therapy because he likes to antagonize domestic violence survivors while they're on the stand. So I'm going to cover that case. And then as of this week, one of my local teachers was arrested for having hash on her at school with rolling papers, a digital scale, and what else did she have on her? A taser. Yes. So she was just arrested Thursday, and she's still down there at the detention center. I'm going to cover that case. And then I'm going to review the case of the deputy that end up trying to pursue a vehicle and end up colliding with innocent people. That there was a couple that was in a vehicle. He collided with that vehicle, and they both did not make it. I'm going to review that case because even after he took the plea deal, and he can't drive for a certain period of time, he's allowed to still be a deputy at the Harnett County Sheriff's Department, and he has a handler, and he was still able to keep his K9. So he can't drive. So when you see him, somebody's driving for him, another deputy. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that I want to cover. Actually, I'm gonna, what my bro say, drop the curtain, because I'm not exactly sure why this is full like this. But what I'm gonna do is, before I drop it, because I don't know. Let me see. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Let me see. Does that work? Okay, there we go. I just dropped the curtain. It is what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to come up and ask me questions, because I know I speak a little bit fast. And I'm not exactly sure if I forgot something. But I definitely wanted to introduce myself to everybody formally, since I have been doxxed. So everybody knows that my name is Chandelier Hargrove. I came on this app um, as Chandelier Hargrove, or just say Miss Motherfucking Hargrove, with the tagline that I bully the bullies. Never hid that. And when I say Google me, that does not mean Google me and post my personal address, which has been done on this app. That's not what that means. What it means is Google me and see what I do for my community before you mess with me. So yeah, I'm gonna drop this link. So if anybody wants to come up, I don't even know how to do it anymore because it's been so long since I got up here. Okay, there we go. Copy it. So I'm gonna drop the link in case anybody wants to come up and ask me questions. And we're gonna go from there. Let me see, paste it, and there we go. And thank you everybody for joining and being patient with me as I am. This is a new side of me because as stated before, I usually only do this um, when somebody has came for me and I'm responding. Okay, I'm not gonna pay attention to that. So yeah, if anybody wants to come up, the link is there. If you have any questions and you don't feel like coming up, you can just leave them in the chat. But that is definitely the introduction of Peanut. I don't want my brother to get too upset because they always say I never stay live long. But this was just the introduction. My next live is definitely going to be probably about an hour because I'm going to be going over a lot of things as far as the cases go. But if nobody wants to come up and or have any questions for me, I guess I'm about to go ahead and be out. And I thank you guys for joining me. Let me see. And okay, I guess I'm not about to be out.
Oh my goodness. Hi
Hey,
everybody in the
sis.
chat. Good job, sis. I'm gonna apologize, Mike. Mike and I think George. I was walking with my phone and I accidentally hit Mike and I think I deleted a comment from George. Oh God, I messed up big time. But you did such Mike, if you out there, you know we love you. That was an accident, big time. He said introducing Peanut, she's great. No ifs, ands, or buts. And you know how YouTube will stop certain comments?
Mm-hmm.
I tried to allow the comments and I ended up blocking him instead. So all his
It
comments didn't
happens.
show.
I've done it on your. I've done it modding for you before, and I felt so bad. So
I
it
know. I
happened.
feel so bad because I love Mike. We barely get to see Mike.
Barely.
So,
Mike like to be hidden. Barely get to see
yeah.
Mike at all.
So
Thank
I
you, George.
definitely
Thank you so much.
I unhid his comment. I unhid his comment and I unhid him from the chat. Mike, there you go. Cause you're still my boo. Yeah, sorry about that,
Mike
guys.
gonna do what Mike do. Mike gonna be in here flirting.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. I did that by accident. But I want to come up here and tell you you did such a good job. Great presentation. Um, it's only up from here.
Thank you,
So
sis. I can't wait
I
to
just
do
can't
these
wait.
deep
I'm
dives.
proud. I'm
Thank
proud.
you.
I'm super proud. If you guys didn't see her intro, I need you guys to go back and watch the intro. Her video was top notch. I'm so jealous. I have a song, but I don't have that intro. That intro is so dope. So
Thank you.
please,
Marvin told me he thinks it's too long.
no,
So
because I played Spilling the Tea twice just to get the people in. So that's
mhm.
not too long. Mm-mm. Some people play their stuff and they'll play it until they see a certain number come in their chat. So
Yeah, I
some
told
people
him.
just keep the songs. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I told him I was like, you have people that do that, or you have people that will just wait until the 10-minute mark just to talk.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
just to allow people to come in.
How you feel?
Um, I was a little nervous at first because I didn't know how much I wanted to express of myself um,
Hmm.
and share. Because I mean, and Dove knows, but I just want to make sure that I got my truth out there versus the distorted version that people are running with that narrative.
Right.
That I really am out here, boots on the ground, trying to make my area better and inform
You are.
those.
You really are. They
Because
have
a lot
no
of
idea
people,
what you do behind the
yeah, a lot
scenes.
of people didn't even know that in the state of North Carolina, even though you're a felon, you can still vote. All you got once you complete your time to your debt to society, all you have to do is just go down there and register again.
Right.
That's it.
When you said that you made sure that all those guys incarcerated got those cards, that was unbelievable. That was a lot. You said over 300, right?
Hmm.
That's
Yes,
a lot. That's
it
a
was.
lot of work.
Yeah, and I literally personally put every single packet together. And one of them that received it was my cousin, because my cousin was down there.
Wow.
And that's how I
That's
knew how
what's up.
bad things was in there and how they were being treated, because I literally had inside information.
Right. I used to work at a county jail, one of the largest in the U.S. This county jail in my city housed over 2,500 inmates.
Mm,
So I've seen it up close and personal. It's a lot. The way that they treat them, the grade of food is almost not even real. What they are feeding them. That mechanical meat
exactly. Good
is
evening,
bad.
Mama Kane and EJ.
Hey,
Yeah, it's
what's up,
really
y'all?
bad because when I did my tour,
Mhm.
they had I think they had already had lunch, but they were packing meals, and I was like, I looked at it and I was like, oh, this the food isn't that bad. No, girl, they was repackaging meals for it to be sent to the local hospital.
Yeah.
I
Some
was
of
just
those
like,
packages,
really?
some of those packages that we used to get in at the jail would say that clearly not safe for human consumption, but they were feeding it to these guys. So it's a lot. It could be overwhelming when you see it. Like I had to get up out of there. It was tearing me up
Yeah,
inside.
they offered me to come out there and work. And I thought about it, but Marvin was completely against it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Completely against it.
It's a
But
lot.
they were trying to get me to do that and become a deputy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay, go
can't.
ahead, bro. You want to say something?
Hey, yeah. Hey, Peanut.
Hey, bro. Hey, Angel.
Hey sis. Hey sis.
Angel.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, everybody in the chat? Mike, everybody, George, everybody we see down there, even the people in the bushes. I had a question. I loved your intro. I think the song is perfect. But I had a question I wanted to ask you with being a domestic violence survivor.
Okay.
With you being a domestic violence survivor and having such a strong personality, because I know I listen to a strong person, strong personality, very strong woman. Um, Being in that domestic violence relationship, um, why did you stay,
That's a good
or
question.
did you stay? Did you
Um,
stay in it?
I
Because having a strong personality that you do have, I can't see it because you quick to cuss a person out, and it's like you got, you know, you got a strong personality, and I was just curious when I heard that.
okay. So, um, for me, the first relationship I was in, I think I stayed in that relationship almost. Let me see. Uh, I was in that relationship for 7 years.
Uh huh.
And then with my ex-husband, I was in it for probably about 3 or 4. Um, but I in high school I used to fight a lot, and I was taking it out on everybody around me because of what I was going through back at home. As far as the personality I have now, that's due to my ex-husband. He still get cussed out. I look at him and I just get disgusted. But in my relationships, I am very submissive. I don't go back and forth. I don't like to argue. I I I I don't do any of that. I just don't do that in my relationships. So the personality I have today is due to my ex-husband. I actually thank him for it. Yeah, I thanked him for it. He doesn't
So
like
they
it because he wants
was
me to
was
go
they
back
was
to
they was
being
they
that
hit was
submissive,
they hit
quiet
was
person.
Was you struck by him? And how was that? Was it physical?
No, it was physical. It was emotional and financial.
Yeah.
It was all of that. No, one incident, and it wouldn't even be me doing anything. Because what he would do was it it takes a lot for me to get upset in a relationship because I bottle everything in. So you won't even know that I'm feeling some type of way until it's a blow up effect. And thankfully now, um, I do better at it and I'm vocal about it. So it doesn't get to that because then I just snap and everything that has been bothering me, it comes out. And that's not fair. So with him, I was actually being more vocal and letting him know things that was bothering me. And he responded with physical violence. Like I got a TBI. The fool repeatedly smashed my head into the back of the toilet bowl. And I was just in the bathroom because he didn't like what I said of things that I didn't like what he did. So no, it gets a little bit deep. So hopefully I answered that question.
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah, there's
EJ, I
different
definitely
reasons
did.
why.
Yeah, EJ, I seen red flags, but I also grew up watching domestic violence as well. So, and eventually he stopped hitting my mom. So when you grow up seeing that and then you see that it stopped eventually, you think that it's eventually going to end. And it doesn't, it gets worse. And as I got older, I realized that it only stopped because my uncle that's in prison for unaliving threatened me. That's the only reason why it stopped. Um, so yeah, I definitely seen the red flags, but I looked at it as more. I was looking at the potential more than the red flags. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of young women do, especially when you grow up in a toxic environment.
Hmm. And how old was you?
Um, with the first one,
Yeah.
I got with him. Of course, I'm a teen mom. I had my first kid at 15, so I was with him for a while. So I was literally a a teenager in a domestic violence relationship in high school.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was with him for a while. So that didn't start off as domestic violence per se. I think we were probably into probably it started right before I had Naima is when he started um being abusive. So I think I while he was being abusive, and Naima's my second oldest. So I would probably say I dealt with that for probably about a year. And then the last time he did it, um, I called my mom and told her I was ready to leave. And this time I was serious because I would leave and then I would go back. I would leave and then I would go back. But I called her and let her know that I was serious this time and I was ready to leave. And I remember because it was Naima wasn't even 2 months old, and I was literally beat black and blue. And um, yeah, so I never looked back after that and just went straight to co-parenting. But I didn't really have to co-parent with him much because he always stayed in prison. This is the longest he's been out, and it's been a little over a year.
Hmm.
Mhm. I know that story. I know that story all too well. I just never talked about it, but it sounds familiar.
Hmm.
Real
So
talk.
this is what I mean when I say you're not going to speak my truth. And there's no way that you can dox me besides posting my address because to know me if you know me, I'm going to say it before you even get a chance to try to weaponize it against me because I am an open book literally.
But here's the thing, that's nothing to weaponize.
Yeah.
Well, you
Anyone
seen it's
that
been weaponized
weaponizes
already, sis.
it, you know what? I feel like this, anyone that tries or attempt to weaponize domestic violence is just pure ignorant. Um, for
Mm-hmm.
me to allow somebody to weaponize me for something like that would be crazy. You
Mm-hmm.
can't weaponize me with that.
Right.
Can't. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You
People.
know, I was,
Mhm.
and y'all see that in my circumstances, when it was due to me having a domestic violence charge when I was young.
I mean,
Yours
I've
was
told this
yours was
story.
different though, bro. And for the people in the back,
Can y'all hear me?
yes, I can
Yeah.
hear you now. Your stuff was different. And for people that don't understand how domestic violence works, domestic violence, you can get a domestic violence charge for fighting your mom, your dad,
Right.
your
Yep.
siblings, your
Yep.
kids. It's not just an intimate relationship that you have with another person. A domestic violence charge is any family member is domestic violence.
But
Like,
I can always, do you spoke on it, I can always be open to the people, about my circumstances because, um, and it's good that we've got this topic up because, it works both ways for men as well. Because in my circumstance, I had a girl, my first child's mother. She has your attitude when you get mad. You know what I'm saying? She was very aggressive, and I used to have like back in those days me and my homeboy, he was older. He was actually an older guy. He was a hustler, and he took us like both in when we wasn't at home. We was able to, when we stuck and spent the night, we was with him and his wife. You know what I'm saying? And I had a baby mama that used to slap me in the back of the head and do little stuff like that while I'm playing the game and just being extra aggressive. And I wasn't quite used to that. And when we would have arguments, she would hit me. You see what I'm saying? I was one of those guys, and I know y'all seen him that'll be having scratches on his neck. She used to like to scratch me and scar up my face, that type of stuff. And in that circumstances, one time my homeboy used to tell me in front of her, he was like, Nephew, you need to stop hitting on that boy, man. One day he gonna hit you back. You better stop hitting on him. And just one day she hit me with a pitcher. And I grabbed her and I yanked her and I pushed her on the bed. I was like, don't you fucking hit me no more. And I scratched her. Now we was arguing. I got him. We was arguing. By the time that happened, the police came. Now, I at that time being young, I was rude to the police because I figured, hey, I ain't did shit. They ain't. So it was one of them like real racist like police. He's looking on her and stuff. He just looking at, she's like, I'm good. Ain't nobody nothing wrong, and I was still being verbal to him. So that's how I got locked up. Now, and she started cussing at the police, so they was like, "We'll lock you up too." So, in that circumstance, that happened, and then I had one, and I take full responsibility for any of my actions. But when it comes to my child, I had an assault, and that's because I caught my child doing something she wasn't supposed to be doing. Grabbed her, and she ran out the house, and they locked me up. But I take full responsibility. I don't take back what I did when it came to my daughter. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of people know I never punched my daughter, slapped my daughter, never punched my wife, slapped my wife. But when I was doxxed, everybody with me having that stamp, people were saying, y'all heard it all. That the woman that I'm with now, that I beat up Angel, I beat women, I beat children, and when you just mentioned how people could use that to what was that word you used to
weaponized.
yeah, to weaponize it against you too, because when I look at it too, um it is some men that it happens to by women, like because like, again, I just had them little scratches in the pink. She used to scratch me and do all type of little crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Me and her got a relationship. I ain't never punched no woman in her face, slapped no woman in her face. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm gonna take full responsibility for the tag. But most people, when they try to dox you, they're gonna take anything to the extreme. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I asked that question. about, what type, how why did you stay? Because with your attitude, it you know what I'm saying, at some points, because you go off,
No,
it's
no,
like you're not gonna tolerate anything. It's like, you put your hand on me, I'm gonna kick you in your butt. So it's like, I didn't see Peanut with that attitude. Or I was also trying to figure out, was it both of you guys having being
no,
aggressive in the relationship? You know what I'm
no,
saying? Because
no.
you got some relationships that are toxic like that, where the guy is hitting the woman, the woman is hitting the guy, and they just live like that until one of them get caught doing it, and the other one let the other one get locked up. You see what I'm saying?
I get what you're
So,
saying, but no, I didn't do that. I think the last time that he put his hands on me, well, that wasn't the last time because I ended up getting pregnant with Aaliyah shortly after that.
did you fight
But
back?
I couldn't. He had me in a military chokehold, so like I couldn't do anything. I literally was in a military chokehold,
Those is no
and
joke
that's
either. You could die.
yeah. So and I did pass out. I passed the hell out. So according to him, that happened because I got a TBI from that incident. A lot of stuff
Right.
I don't remember from that day, but I remember. I just remember looking up. I guess after I came back to, and I think I was on the last blow with my head in the toilet. I was on the last blow, and I got up, and he just walked off. He just walked away.
Bad.
He sat on the couch, finished drinking his brown. I think he was drinking E&J. No, it was Hennessy. He was drinking Hennessy, and he was smoking a cigarette. And my kids were gone. I don't even know what happened to my kids. So I didn't even look at my face. So
Just literally got up, when it sat down, drank some brown, and smoked a
yes,
cigarette.
he was still there when the police got there. He was still
That
on the
co-
couch drinking his liquor and smoking his cigarette when the police got
wow.
there.
I caught a charge before.
And yeah,
I
he
did.
was
I
yes, he
told you
was
that
doing
story.
that. And I went to try to find my kids, and they end up going to the neighbor's house. And it was an older lady who just loved me. I ended up finding out she passed away a couple years after that. Um, and she called the police. And because it had been so much domestic violence, and once he ended up getting banned from the apartment complex. So the damages that was done from the multiple incidents, like the broken doors, the broken windows, and all this other stuff, it went on his credit. I didn't have to cover it, and I didn't lose my deposit once I moved out that apartment. Well, I
You ain't
know
gonna have no bail for that.
what time.
You got to lay
I
down.
don't, is Yolanda still in the chat?
I think she had to do something with her husband.
What time is she going live?
I think about 8 or 9.
Okay, what time are you going live?
I'm out today. I have to edit. I have
Okay.
2 show. I have to make a prime comeback, like out of this world. So I'm just taking time on my content now that I'm finished. I got something ready to tomorrow. I'm just putting all the puzzles together, and then after that, the full week, I'll be back in motion all this week.
Okay.
Like I
Sounds
said,
like
I'm here. I had some bad truck problems and stuff, and you know, and I was battling a couple of trolls, so you know how that go.
I woke up like, what in the world? It's still going.
I said, never again will I waste my time. They got my energy for the weekend, so I think it was part of the plan. So at the same time, I said, I'm not gonna deal with that type of witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah, be
witchcraft.
done with it. Be done with it.
It's
Um,
witchcraft.
you have any more questions for me? Because I think I'm gonna wrap this up.
Yeah,
We almost hit an
absolutely.
hour, and I got to check on
So
dinner.
that's what I wanted to know. How you felt and what people.
What was that, bro?
Oh no, I was reading. She said, "What is your passion now, and what impact do you want to make in 2026?"
2026, I'm gonna do exactly what I've been doing. And I'm trying to figure out how to work the inmate voting system with everything being digital now, shortly after I sent out my voter registration packet. So I have to figure out how to work that, um, because it has to go to a certain, it has to leave the state of North Carolina for it to be inspected. And then they upload it to the system, and they will be able to read it from their tablet. So I'm just trying to figure out, and I have to speak with an attorney to see if the physical mail will still be allowed because it has a state document. It's a voter registration form. You can't upload that into the system. So I'm just trying to see if there's a loophole for me to be having to send that all the way to Texas. Thank you so much, Met Boy. But I'm still working on that. Of course, I do a little bit of activism, but it's more so sharing people out now versus being boots on the ground. But right now, I'm more so about court cases. And I do it on Facebook, and people look forward to my Facebook posts. I've just never brought it to YouTube, um, until bro and sis wouldn't get off my neck about starting my channel.
That's what I was gonna say, everybody. I know she said she has to cook dinner, but yes, we're gonna in the next couple of days. I want everybody to be look on the lookout because me and Yolanda is about to go to back to the drawing board with not to the back to it, but we about to take um Peanut to the next level now, and so this week you will see her come out live and direct, double screens, backdrop moving, rotating, and we're definitely gonna be running up some numbers here. So I'm looking forward to seeing it because I already know once she take off like this, then she's just gonna be just really excited and just gonna. I know she's gonna be awesome with the same thing that I said. You remember Peanut when we was with Yolanda and before Yolanda took off and she was like, I'm so scared. I don't know if I could do this. I'm so
Yes, and I
scared.
was just in the background pushing her.
Right. And
Like,
now
you
we
got
can't
this.
even keep track with her ass. Now you know what I'm saying? We can't
You
keep
know,
track with her. Now she pushing buttons. You know what I'm saying? So
right?
I see the same thing with you. You know, like I seen it in Yolanda. And that's why I worked with her. I said, hey, YG, you got it. We both pulled in together, me and you, and we encouraged her. And she continued to do it. And she just doing awesome with her content. You both are because you guys are both on that platform. It's not her, and you help her out a lot. And now it's time that we take you down and just take it to the next level. And in 2026, I can say that going into 2027, if we all are still here with all the stuff that's going on, um, just expect us to just do some great things and get focused and start to realize not everybody is gonna like you. Not everybody is gonna like you, especially a small fragment of people that don't like you. We as a unit, and we have been standing strong, game against our trolls or whatever the case may be. But you know, we've been standing strong, but it's at the time and level now. Once we all get busy, like we're about to get busy, that we don't allow them to distract you. Because when you have those type of distractions, you will derail yourself and miss out on a lot of things. And so you got to realize some people create that witchcraft to keep you from being focused. So being able
Correct.
to realize that as a unit and standing strong as a unit, and I think that's what you guys are going to see out of us in 2026. And without you guys, Mayor Boy, EJ, everybody that support us, we wouldn't be here. And you guys are watching us grow, and we just going to try to get better and elevate what we're doing.
I thank you so much, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. And like bro said, if it weren't for our day ones, we wouldn't be here. So definitely thank you. For my new followers, thank you so much. There will be no more trolling on this page, not for me. I'm moving forward, and they will be ignored.
Yes, Peanut, we will see you in the laboratory the day after tomorrow because I have to drive. And
Okay.
I don't care. I'm going to take that day off and I'm going to get you on FaceTime, and we're going to rock and roll.
Thank you, bro. All right, I'll see you
Uh,
soon.
Thank you guys. We love y'all. Make sure y'all please hit that like button.
All right, we out, y'all.
Peace.
Peanut in the building, better say her name. Stepping in the light, she ain't playing no games. Heart so real and her soul so pure. If you want the truth, she the one you call for. Peanut walking, whole room get brighter. Energy loud, but her spirit even higher. She don't fake vibes, she don't chase no crowd. Standing 10 toes, she was born to be proud. People try to test her, but she don't fold. Pressure make diamonds, she already gold. She don't need permission just to be herself. She the type to lift you up when you doubt yourself. Ain't no stopping me. Peanut on the rise. Truth in her voice and the fire in her eyes. Real from the start, that's the way she grew. If you're looking for a lot, she ain't the one for you. Ain't no stopping me. Watch her break through. Standing in her purpose like she always knew. If you're looking for a friend who won't speak the truth, Peanut isn't her, she's built for the proof. She don't run from the truth, she don't duck no smoke. I'm a friend, I'll always tell you the truth. Try to dig up dirt, she already spoke. She the queen of transparency, that's not a cloak. She don't do drama, she don't do pretend. She'll tell you what's real, even if it don't blend. Loyal to the core and her heart don't bend. If she rock what you want, she'll rock to the end. Ain't no stopping me. Peanut on the rise. Truth in her voice and the fire in her eyes. Real from the start, that's the way she grew. If you're looking for a lot, she ain't the one for you. Ain't no stopping me. Watch her break through. Standing in her purpose like she always knew. If you're looking for a friend who won't speak the truth, Peanut isn't her, she's built for the truth. Stand tall, speak truth, that's the Peanut way. Shining every morning, every night, every day. If you want real love, she gon' pour it in you. But if you want fake, she ain't that woman, never been her.